Happy 6-month
anniversary milestone day
to you. Happy 6-month milestone anniversary birthday to you. Happy 6-month anniversary, Jackson. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
You did it, buddy. We're proud of you.
Yeah.
So that's right. Today is Jackson's 6-month. We're still not sure what to call this.
I think it's his 6-month milestone.
Anniversary?
Something like that.
Date of birth 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Star date.
So he is half a year old, which is just so insane to think about.
That boggles the mind.
I know, like, I cannot believe that he's been here for half a year. And I also can't believe that he'll be 1 year old just in 6 more months.
It's ridiculous to think about.
It is. It's gone by so quickly, and so I can't imagine how soon his 1 year birthday will actually come up on us, you know?
You know what's so strange, though?
What?
So when he was first born, everybody's like, trust me, it gets easier around 3 months. Like 3 months is when everything gets easier. That's not really true. It was like a different set of difficulties after 3 months. Mm-hmm. I feel like 6 months is where it's at.
Yeah.
Like 6 months is like, that's the thing. And I also feel like probably a year is where it's at. And like,
right.
Like I feel like just watching him progress is interesting. And thinking back on 3 months ago, the like challenges that we had were so different than the challenges that we're having now.
Oh yeah, and they'll continue to change, and that's something that we are not ready for, but also are expecting them to change.
So I'm excited for them.
Yeah, but it's something that we're just excited to share today with you. His updates, the things that he has new skill sets, which is really cool. He's definitely progressing as far as like, I don't know, just the different things he can do. He's more mobile, which is exciting. He's eating like big boy food.
Yeah.
There's just so many cool things that we can't wait to talk to you guys about.
So the very first thing, because as you guys can tell, he's not here right now.
Yeah, he's napping.
Because he is napping in his own room.
Yeah.
In his own crib.
We're so excited that that was a big milestone for us as parents.
Yeah.
That was something that it was hard to let go of him sleeping, because he has slept in his room for the first time last night.
Right.
And
all night long.
All night, yeah. He had slept in his room a few nights before that, but we brought him in because he would kind of wake up around midnight to eat, and so we would bring him back into our room where he would sleep next to us in the bassinet. But now he's sleeping in his room like a big boy.
Yeah.
I think this is the part where it makes me sad, because he is really growing up.
Yeah. And it was, the challenges that we faced with that were all mental on our end.
Yeah.
So like actually having him be in another room, not sure if we would like wake up if he's crying through the monitor.
Yeah.
But as we found out, everything's fine.
Yeah, so we can hear him through the monitor. He doesn't even have to be crying. He's just making a noise, and we can hear that. Our monitor is pretty good, I think.
Yeah. And
we'll link the things that we're using in the description down below in case you guys are interested in any of that kind of stuff. But we also feel a lot better because we put the Owlette monitor back on him.
Right. So the Owlette it's called an Owlette sock, and basically what it is, it's like a little it almost looks like an ankle brace. Mm-hmm. And it is a monitor. It's like a sensor that judges his pulse and his oxygen level in his blood.
Yeah. And
so we can tell if he is sleeping good. If any issues are arising or anything like that, it'll send off an alarm to us.
Yeah, so we know he's breathing. We know that he's getting enough oxygen. We know that he is good.
Right.
And that's something that was, I think, part of my anxiety as far as having him in another room, is like, what if he stops breathing? You know, we would have no idea.
Right.
And so the Owlette, I think, just has been very helpful to kind of stop that anxiety. I don't know, we just feel more secure with him having it on.
Another thing he's been using that he's actually really enjoying, like he likes this thing a lot, is the Zippity Zip Sleep Sack.
And we want to say thank you, because we got the suggestion from a lot of you guys in the comments a few videos back, and we ordered one right away because so many of you recommended it. Yeah. And it's something that has really helped, and it really did transition him from his bassinet into the crib almost like seamlessly.
Right, almost instantaneously too.
Yeah.
And also unswaddled him almost instantaneously.
Yeah, so he is no longer being swaddled, but he is in the sleep sack.
It's like a blanket,
Yeah.
but he can't like bring it up over his face.
Right, and his arms are in it, but his hands are covered, which has been helping as far as him rubbing his eyes, because that was the thing that was really hard, is that he would wake himself up by rubbing his face and rubbing his eyes.
Yeah.
So this is kind of stopping it slightly.
Yeah, and another thing that we found out after moving him out of the swaddle is that he likes sleeping on his side.
Yeah.
And we had no idea.
So I think that he was just trying to get comfortable. When he would slam his feet down, we would talk to you guys about how he would slam his feet down in the middle of the night. I think he was trying to get comfortable and he wanted to be on his side. So now he can do that.
Yeah.
Like safely and comfortably.
In the sleep sack, he can still use his hands so that if he rolls over onto his stomach, he can still lift himself up. That's the unswaddling part of it. It's like an unswaddled swaddle.
It's just, again, he's becoming a big boy.
I know.
He's literally like just growing up. I mean, obviously he's growing up. He's 6 months old now, but it's weird to see him become more independent, I think is what is hard for us.
And speaking of becoming more independent, something that we're trying to do to encourage him to become more independent is we are trying baby led weaning, but we are also trying pureed foods. I figured like baby led weaning is good, but I also want him to still understand how to use a spoon. So I've been trying to do both. And he's been eating solid foods and really enjoying them, I think.
Yeah, we started out with avocado. He tried bananas. He's tried sweet potatoes and pears.
Today he tried peas and carrots. He's tried carrots on their own.
Those we had to actually puree. They weren't quite soft enough for him to mush, like they weren't easily mushed between his little gums. So those we did puree, but
The pear and the pear wasn't soft enough, and the peas and carrots were too small.
yeah, but he's really enjoying eating big boy food.
Yeah.
So, and now that he's eating big boy food, he has been having regular poops and they smell so bad.
Yes.
So a lot of you guys warned us about that and it's happening. It's happening. And he's still getting breast milk. He is getting the majority of his nutrients from breast milk, but he is eating solid foods twice a day.
Yeah, we started out with once a day and now we're moving up to twice a day.
Yeah, and we also started out with single foods, and now we're starting to kind of do mixed foods as far as peas and carrots.
Right.
We'll try some other vegetables mixed together, maybe some other fruits mixed together. So it's just a very exciting time.
So he has a doctor's appointment coming up where we will have to ask the pediatrician about introducing allergens. So at the 6-month mark, from what I've read, you're supposed to start introducing common allergens like peanuts and things like that.
Yeah, and I think that I ate a lot of those things during my pregnancy, which from what I was reading is a good thing.
Right, it's supposed to help.
Yeah, like I ate shellfish, I ate peanuts, just those types of things while I was pregnant. So hopefully he doesn't have any allergies, but I guess we'll find out.
Right.
And then another thing that is happening at that appointment is he's getting his 6-month shots, his vaccinations. So far with his vaccinations, he's done really well.
Yeah.
At his 4-month vaccination appointment, he did get a slight fever.
Right.
But it wasn't anything, I think it only lasted the very first day.
It lasted like 6 hours the first day.
Yeah. So it wasn't anything for us to be alarmed about, but we definitely understand how important vaccinations are. So it was something that we knew we needed to do and continue to do. And the fever was something that wasn't a huge deal. So
something else that he's been doing that blew my mind the very first time that he did it is he can sit up on his own.
I know, it's so great. Like, it's so, just to think about how last month he could not do that.
Right.
And he just, all of a sudden you were like, well, let's just try it. Let's just sit him up. Let's just see if he can do it all by himself. And he did.
I've been doing that before. Like I would let him sit up and he would just fall over right away. His head fall over. But then just one day I was like, let's try it. And then he's like, I'm good. He was just sitting there.
It really is. It's such a strange thing because of course you want your baby to progress and to, you know, continue to hit those milestones. But it really does just cement in the fact that he's not going to be a baby forever.
Right. So not only is he sitting up, he's rolling over both directions, front to back.
Yeah, he was doing this thing where he would literally just keep rolling.
Like roll around the room.
Yeah.
So tummy time has been a little bit more difficult because he I think he's either trying to crawl and just ends up rolling over because he brings one knee up and then that like pushes him onto his back, or he doesn't like being on his tummy. And he's just like, I'm done, let's roll over.
Right. But he needs to continue on with tummy time so that we can get him crawling.
Yeah.
Which is the next step. And I think that that's something that will happen probably soon.
I think so.
Yeah.
He has all of the motions down and he's been reaching for things a lot. Like he will, if I put him on his tummy and put something in front of him that he wants, he will kind of like reach for it and maybe like pull himself a little bit towards it.
He does like the army crawl thing, kind of, but he does, rather than move on his forearms, he kind of pulls himself forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's also been vocalizing a lot more and making different noises. He started this new thing yesterday where he just starts going.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think he like, for a while it was. And I think what happens is he just like realizes that he can make noises and then he wants to make that noise all day long.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I like this noise, and he'll just continue on with it. And the funny thing is that he did make that noise when a few months back. Anytime I would give him a kiss, which I thought was really interesting, he would go,
yeah,
like he was giving me a kiss back. And then he stopped making that noise for a little bit, and he started doing the, and yeah, and then he started doing, like you said, where he would pull his bottom lip in like that.
Yeah. And we thought at first that was him saying like, I'm hungry, but then we would feed him and then he would still do it afterwards.
Yeah.
And so we don't think that's a hungry thing.
No.
We think it's just a noise that he likes making.
Yeah, and the other thing that I've noticed as far as talking about him being hungry, I have noticed that I think he's eating less milk throughout the day.
Yeah.
That is something that he used to eat almost on cue. Like it would be every 2 hours we'd go, okay, it's been 2 hours, I know you're hungry, time to eat. And he doesn't necessarily have that same feeding schedule anymore.
Right.
So his feeding schedule has changed.
Right.
And it's just kind of, he's hungry when he's hungry. And I think also it depends on how much exercising we're doing with him too.
Right.
So if he's had a really a strenuous morning of tummy time and playing in his activity chair and playing in his ball pit, and we'll go over his toys that he loves too in just a minute. But after he is done playing in all of those really, high activity toys, then I feel like he's definitely more hungry. But if he's had a morning where maybe he's a little bit grumpy and he doesn't want to be in his activity chair or he doesn't want to be on his tummy too much, I feel like he's less hungry because he hasn't worked all of that milk off.
Oh, speaking of eating, another thing that we've started to introduce to him is water. So he's getting like maybe an ounce of water a day.
He seems to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have like a little sippy, it's almost like a sippy bottle.
It's a transition bottle.
Yeah, so we can then move him onto a sippy cup, which we just ordered some, so he should be trying out his sippy cup for the first time here pretty soon. But the sippy bottle, he really seems to like it. Mm-hmm. He's using it really well. And we're only giving him, how much water would you say? Like
an ounce, yeah, an ounce a day.
An ounce of water, so nothing, like huge or anything like that.
Oh, one more thing about the vocalization that blew our minds today.
Oh, yeah.
So Jen was upstairs taking a shower, and then when she was done, she came downstairs and he looked over at her and she goes, hi, and he goes, hi.
I don't know if he said hi. It really sounded like it. Like, I don't think that he said his first word. I really don't. But it sounded so much like he said it.
It sounded like he was copying you exactly.
Yeah. And I say hi to him all the time. So I feel like his first word might actually be hi.
Right. But then afterwards we're like, hi, hi, hi. And he was just like.
He's like, no.
What are you guys doing right now?
Yeah. So he hasn't said his first word. I know that that's something that's going to be happening probably pretty soon.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been making any like letter type like phonetic noises, like he's not like ma or the he's not like making those noises really.
The only thing that he does is occasionally he'll go ba, and he said hi.
Yeah. But the one thing that he's doing a lot now is he's screaming.
Yeah. And
it's not like he's unhappy or he's, I almost think it's an attention thing.
Yeah, he's discovered his voice.
Yeah, so he'll literally just go, ah! I know. And it's really funny because it does work. Obviously we immediately look at him and he's always right next to us. We don't really let him be anywhere away from us unless he's in his crib. But he's right there, and it's like if we turn our heads away for a second, he'll and he knows that we will. It's definitely an attention thing.
Also, teething. We think maybe he's drooling a lot still.
And I think that really started a few months ago.
Yeah, but we haven't seen any like bumps or anything like that.
Yeah, we don't see like the little, like the teeth buds that you would normally see. There's no discoloration in his gums. We don't see the teeth there yet.
Right. But also, like, occasionally his cheeks will be red on some days. I don't know. I feel like it's going to happen soon. And a lot of people say that. They're like, there'll just be a tooth there one day.
Right. And he definitely likes to gnaw on everything.
Yeah.
Like anything and everything that he can put in his mouth and chew on, he does. He just shoves everything in his mouth. So he's definitely showcasing all the signs of teething. So I think that it will happen soon.
Let's move on to his toys, his favorite toys right now.
Yeah.
So a few of the toys that he really likes are, we call it his ball pit, but basically it's like an activity ring.
It's an inflatable activity ring, so it's soft. He's not going to, you know, hurt himself if he's kind of moving around in there. He can't get out of it yet because he's not that mobile.
Right.
So it's a way to kind of keep him contained and playing in one spot, which is really great.
And it has all kinds of things around it, like crinkly doors and little flappy things around it, and a horse tail that he likes to play with.
There's definitely lots of new things for him to discover all around that toy. And then it also, just the bright colors, he really likes the bright colors inside and on the outside where all of the other little toy pieces are. But the other thing that he loves about it is, like we said, we call it his ball pit. So we put all of his sensory balls in there with him. Not all of them. We put some sensory balls in there with him. He has this ball that came with his Mamaroo, and some of you guys are familiar with the Mamaroo, but it's just like it's
a swing. It's a robotic swing that he's never liked.
But he loves the balls that came with it. So there's one ball that is like a jingly ball.
Yeah. And
he absolutely loves it. So that is something that, there's one silver lining for buying the Mamaroo.
Yeah, that's a very expensive ball.
Yeah. And now he likes it. Do you love your Mamaroo now, little bud? Are you a fan of the Mamaroo?
I think he just likes chewing on straps.
I think so too. So I guess this is like a good lesson to reintroduce toys that they don't like back to them, because maybe they'll like them again. What do you think? Do you love it?
But also he has this kind of like sensory toy it's called a sassy ball. And it has all these different cloth textures all around it. And he likes the tag on that. Whoa. What are you doing, buddy? A few of his favorite toys on the activity chair are, I don't even know what this thing is called, like the
Yeah.
The bead, like, what do you call that thing? We used to see him in doctor's offices all the time. And then he loves spinning that, and then he loves spinning this.
What, buddy? So another toy he really likes is his Sophie giraffe. He loves to chew on her legs. He loves to chew on her face. He doesn't so much use the squeaky aspect of her because she does squeak as well, but he loves to chew on her. Yeah. See, I think it makes my gums feel good.
He also really loves his nubby.
Oh yeah. See, that one feels so good on my gums. It has almost like little tiny bristles on the outside, and he loves to rub those across his gums. It's almost like a toothbrush, but like not. Say yum. Yum yum. He loves this bell. He loves to chew on the handle. He He loves to ring the bell. He loves to try to put his fingers inside the little slits, but his fingers are too big. You want your Pippy Bear?
And his last favorite toy is what we call his Pippy Bear. So he was born end of November. So he's basically a Christmas baby.
Yeah.
So a lot of his stuff that he has is from Christmas, such as this, the Wubba Bear.
So when I was a kid, I had a pacifier, and I was definitely a pacifier baby. I had it for a long time, and I called it my Pippy. That was my name for the pacifier, was a Pippy. A lot of people call it like a Binky, or there's just tons of names for it, but I called it a Pippy. So we are calling this his Pippy Bear, and he loves it. It's his favorite thing. My favorite part about him having this is that when he uses it, he hugs the bear. And for a long time, he didn't do that. He didn't do that when he was, you know, like under 3 months old. I would say he started kind of hugging it after 4 months, but now he really does. He hugs it when he's sucking on it, and it's just the cutest thing. It's so super cute. So he also loves to chew on his little feet. So that's another thing, and he likes the tags as well. So there are lots of different parts of the Pippy Bear that he uses kind of as a toy and as a way to soothe himself. So I don't know, I recommend these, but maybe not when they're like newborn.
Something else that he's been doing a lot of is he's been smacking a lot.
Yeah.
Where he'll like smack my arm or smack my chest. He's like been pulling on shirts too. This. Or smack his own leg.
Yeah.
High five.
There you go, buddy.
And then he grabs my thumb.
He loves to grab his dad's thumb.
And
that's his
smack
favorite, yeah. So another thing that we didn't mention, but we wanted to, was this play mat. So I'm sure you guys have seen those puzzle piece mats that everybody has that are like the foam kind of cushy mat. They make them that look like a rug. So we got this one on Amazon, and it's just like, you can see here the little seams, but it's just like those mats, and then it comes with flat borders as well. So it kind of looks a little bit more like a real rug than like a play rug.
And we're actually gonna buy another one to make this bigger in each direction. So one row that way and run one row this way.
Yeah, so it'll look like a little rug in between his gray rug over here and in between this rug over here. Sorry, we have a bunch of stuff over here, but this will be his whole area. So you're gonna have like your own little playroom out here, bud.
And you can see him sitting up here.
Yeah, he's so big. Jackson, you're such a strong baby. You're my strong boy. You're so big. Yeah. Jackson. You gonna crawl to mommy? Yeah? You gonna crawl to your mom? Uh-oh. That little buddy, he's just gonna be a little roly-poly, huh? Yeah.
So, at 6 months old, Jackson now weighs 20 pounds.
20 pounds? That's my big boy.
We haven't measured how tall he is. You want to do that right now?
Yeah, let's see how tall you are, my little bud. Whoa. Okay, so we just measured Jackson, and he was only 27 inches, which is what he was the last time. So he hasn't really grown height-wise, but he's definitely weighs more now. He's pretty tall. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's my tall buddy. Yeah, Jackson. He's so tall.
He's been sucking on his toes recently, too.
This is one of his favorite toys, is his own feet. Say, I love my feet. Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah? Tell me more.
Hi.
Hi. Tell your mommy and your daddy all about it.
As with every month, we've been reading him books, but one of the books that we have been reading him a lot this month is this 5-Minute Christmas Story book.
It's honestly, a really great book to have because there are so many stories inside of this book, and they're all Disney stories, which we love. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it does have some colorful, like, full page pictures as well as half page pictures, which he loves a lot. And so it's a good one to have if you're looking for a fun book for your little ones. Yeah. He seems to really like it.
So there you have it. That was Jackson's 6-month update.
Yeah.
He's grown a lot.
He is.
And he will continue to grow a lot in the next month.
He's definitely progressing in a way that we are just really proud of him, and we are very proud of his growing independence as far as his sleeping and just as far as his mobility, him kind of moving around. He's just doing really well and he's really thriving and we're just really happy.
Yeah.
So we're really happy, huh?
So
he seems to also be really happy, which we're very excited about.
So there you have it. We are off, and with that being said, and now it's time to help.
So today's organization that we want to shine a spotlight on is the National Police Accountability Project. And I just want to read you from their website what they are dedicated to doing. So they are dedicated to ending law enforcement and detention officer abuse of authority, and they also are helping to support the communities that it is affecting. So we definitely want you guys to check it out. Please check out the link down below. If you can't donate, please share it with your friends. Talk about it with your friends and family. Just taking a look at it really helps. So thank you so much for watching today's video.